is Robin with TMI Gifts, and we're going to do some how-to videos for you today. And we're going to show you how to make a poinsettia using the parchment or the paper mesh that everybody is just raving about. I'm going to use the 20-inch parchment, paper mesh, faux burlap. It's got many, many names. What I've done with this today is I've had someone who is a professional use a chop saw or miter saw to cut the roll in half. So we have enough for 2 flowers that we're going to create today with this one roll of the parchment or the paper mesh. I'm also going to use the 24-inch wreath base, and what I've done with this is just take zip ties and crisscross across the center of my wreath on the inside ring, and I will attach the center of my poinsettia to this once we're finished putting the parchment or the paper mesh onto the wreath. Also going to use our 4-inch burlap in black for our center. I've also got some great holly leaves that we have in stock now. We have these in several colors, but I opted to pair the green with this in order to give it a more realistic look today. Okay, to start with, I've taken the parchment after we've chopped the roll in half, and I've cut it in approximately 12-15 inch length squares. And what we do with this, turn it face down so that the roll part is going down. Take these corners and fold them in until they touch each other. Then you gather that up to form the petal of your poinsettia, just like so. And we attach this on our outer ring first. Our outer ring is the one that we will fill in first, and we're just going to do one petal for each prong on our wreath here today. Take that and lay it face down. Fold the opposing corners, fold them in to touch each other. Then you gather that up just like so. This would be the back side of your petal. You just flip that around for your front. Just attach it using your garland pieces. Twist that around just like a bread tie. And make sure, as always, that you put that in there really tight because we may want to layer on top of this. You continue on around the wreath until you have it filled. Okay, and there we have the outer ring filled, and what I did with the little tail that was hanging down, I just flipped that up beside the other so it kind of filled it in and made a pretty fan out. We're going to go in and fill in our next round. You can always just trim off the little things that are hanging. The next round, the inner ring will be done the exact same way as the outer ring. Placing the parchment or the paper mesh face down, folding opposing corners in, gather it in the middle. Makes the bottom side of your petal. We just flip that over. This makes the top side, and we're going to start layering this in on this upper ring. And with this one, instead of turning both of our ends out, I'm going to leave one end towards the center. Okay, and that's got our second ring filled in. And what we will do once we finish putting the rest of our product on is go back in and clean up the edges just a little bit. What I'm going to do now is create the center for the poinsettia. And I'm going to use the burlap, and I'm going to make a simple tag bow. And a tag bow is very easy to make. You just leave however long you think you want your tail to be on your bow. You trim off a little tag of it, like so. Pinch it in the center. You do the same thing over and over until you get this as big as you want for the center. The whole time you're pinching it in your fingers with one side on one side of your hand and one side on the other. About the size I want, I believe. I'll take a zip tie, and right here where my fingers are, I'll put my zip tie in there. Tighten it almost all the way down, but before you completely tighten it down, this smooth side will be what will go inside of your wreath. So that's going to be my back side of my bow. I'm going to take another zip tie and I'm going to insert it into this zip tie that's holding my bow together. And that's what I'll use to secure to the zip ties inside of the wreath. Just tighten that on down and trim this one off. Now we take this, we go right on the inside where we secured those zip ties to begin with. And that's where we're going to attach the center for our poinsettia, just like so. Pull it down tight and give it a trim. Straighten that around. There's our center in the middle of our petals. And what I'm going to do now is take the holly leaves that I talked with you about to begin with in this beautiful lime green color, and I'm going to just position these around. I've got 3 of them that I'm going to work in here. I'm just going to position these around. You can either glue these in, or you can do what I'm going to do now. I'm just inserting that in my wreath. It's going between the 2 rings of my wreath, and I'll use the garland piece that we use to hold our petals on to secure that down. And what I'll do on this back side, you see your stem is just kind of hanging free. So what you do, you just bend that around your wreath and it's secure. No glue required. This is a wired leaf, so you can bend it and shape it to whatever you need it to be. I'm going to go ahead and insert these others. That's our last one in. Just give that a little straighten, a little tug. Trim off a few edges. little poinsettia. Great to adorn your door, put over a mantle, fireplace, anything like that you like. If you have any questions on this item or any of the other items that we've shown you here today, give us a call at 1-800-869-3395. Be sure to stay tuned for more videos. Thanks.